My name is Sheikh Azim. I am from EZ. My today's concept is wind energy as a renewable energy resource. Wind energy as a renewable energy resource. Wind power is one of the fastest growing renewable energy resources, harnessing the power of wind to generate clean, sustainable electricity. So, in this presentation, I'll explore the benefits, challenges, and future of wind energy as a key part of the global shift towards renewable energy. So, why wind energy? So, we could say that instead of using fossil fuels or traditional methods in which we use coal, petroleum to generate electricity, those are non-renewable in nature, and also those energy resources produce a lot of pollution that are harmful to the nature. So we are using wind energy, which is a renewable energy resource. So there are four major points. First one is abundant in resource, clean and renewable. Third one is cost effective. Fourth one is widespread applicability. So wind is an abundant naturally occurring resource that can be harnessed to produce large amounts of electricity without depleting finite fossil fuel reserves. And second one is clean and renewable. Unlike fossil fuels, wind power produces no greenhouse gas emissions or air pollution, making it an environmentally friendly energy source. Third one is cost effective. The cost of wind energy has dropped significantly in recent years, making it an increasingly affordable and competitive option compared to traditional power sources. And fourth point is widespread applicability. So somehow, if we are able to capture or understand the wind patterns, this is the best renewable energy resource. So wind turbines can be installed on land or offshore, allowing wind energy to be harnessed in a variety of locations around the world. Now, coming to the how wind turbines work, there are four major steps. First one is we have to capture the wind. Wind has kinetic energy. Somehow, if we are able to convert that kinetic energy into electrical energy using in three-phase induction motors or generators, we could we could use this energy to power the industrial and household applications. First point is wind blows. Wind moving across the blades of a wind turbine causes the blades to spin. Second point, blade spin. The spinning blades turn a shaft inside the turbine's nacelle. Third one is, as I mentioned, generator activated. The spinning shaft activates a generator which converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Fourth point is energy transmitted or distributed. The energy, the generated electricity is then transmitted to the electrical grid for distribution to homes and businesses or to industrial areas. Now, coming to the advantages of wind energy, the first point is it is renewable and sustainable. We could understand the word renewable and sustainable. Renewable in the sense, it is abundant in the nature by our daily consumption. It doesn't replenish, and sustainable in the sense uh, the availability of this energy is a lot. Uh, Now, coming to second point, environmental benefits. Wind power generation produces no greenhouse gas emissions. It is a major point. We know the greenhouse gases such as carbon monoxide, SO2, NO2. These are the major gases that are causing the global warming and the rise in the sea level because of depletion of polar ice caps. Now coming to the third point, cost competitiveness. The cost of wind energy has fallen dramatically in recent years, making it increasingly cost effective compared to traditional fossil fuels. Fourth point, job creation. Obviously, by using this technology, we could create a lot of job opportunities, which will eventually lead to the economic development of a nation. Coming to the next point, next slide, challenges in wind energy. There are four major challenges. First one is intermittency. Second one is land use. Third one is grid integration. Fourth one is initial cost. First one, wind power generation is dependent on variable wind condition. which can make it difficult to consistently meet energy demands. So it says that these wind patterns are completely different. These pattern changes according to locations, according to seasons. So the major point is we have to capture or understand these wind patterns to effectively generate or use this renewable energy resource. Now coming to the next point, land use. Large wind farms require significant amounts of land, which can raise concerns about environmental impact and community acceptance. And also, I could add another point with this by deploying or using land for this renewable energy resource generation. It could also cause ecosystem disruption as we are cutting down forest trees in order to set up these windmills and generation plants. Now coming to third point, grid integration. Integrating wind power into existing electrical grids can be technically challenging as it requires a lot of technology and managing the present grid system and upgrading it. It is also one of the major challenge. Now coming to initial cost, wind energy is now cost competitive. The upfront capital cost for building wind farms can still be high. I could say it is also one of the challenge. Initial setup cost is very high, but eventually we can power or generate electricity that could be used to power a lot of or thousands of houses or industrial areas. It's a good energy, but it is also a one of the challenge associated. Now coming to offshore wind power, you could see here that we can generate wind energy on land as well as on oceans. As oceans is also the one of the major resource for wind energy. Uh, the points we am going to cover in this is vast potential, technological advances, and growing global adoption. First one, offshore wind power has immense potential as winds are often stronger and more consistent over open water. But the major drawback associated with this is we require a lot of technology and manpower to install these wind turbines on offshore. Uh, the second one is, as I mentioned, technological advancement. And next one is growing global adoption. Countries around the world are rapidly expanding their offshore wind capacity, particularly in Europe and Asia. Coming to wind energy and the environment, there are three impacts of wind energy on environment. First one is obviously reduced emission. It is a major reason why we are using this renewable energy instead of traditional methods such as fossil fuels. And next point is wildlife protection. Careful planning and design can help minimize the impact of wind farms and local wildlife, including birds and bats. Now, coming to third point, land preservation. Wind farms can be built on previously unused lands, preserving natural habitats and minimizing the environmental footprints. So, this third point says that if there is a forest area or there is a natural or wildlife sanctuary, instead of deploying windmills or deploying these plants on those areas, it is better to use those lands that are not in the use, those lands that are not in the area of wildlife sanctuaries. It's a better option. Now coming to the global wind energy market, you could see that Asian continent is in the top, followed by Europe and then North America and rest of the world. The major reason Asia topped the list is because of the wind patterns and the technology that is associated with this continent. Now, coming to the future of wind energy, there are four major points: technological advancement, offshore expansion, grid integration, and policy support. Continued improvement in turbine design, materials, and manufacturing process will drive down costs and increase efficiency. Second one, offshore expansion. Offshore wind farms are expected to become an increasingly important part of the global wind energy landscape. Now, grid integration, advances in energy storage and grid management will help address the challenge of integrating variable wind power into electrical grids. Fourth one is policy support. This point explicitly says that no, the technologies that are growing economically, that are looking to expand their economy, should invest in this wind energy. Next, conclusions and key takeaways. Wind power is a renewable, clean, and cost-effective energy source. Wind energy offers a sustainable alternative to fossil fuels and growing cost competitiveness and environmental benefits. Challenges exist but are being addressed. So it is the point that challenges are there with every energy resource, but we have to minimize the challenges and use these renewable energy resources in an effective way to reduce the pollution, which is a major reason why we are implementing these energy resources instead of traditional methods such as coal, petroleum. These two methods are these two traditional and non-traditional methods are used to generate human energy needs. Now coming to the future is bright for wind energy. With continued growth, innovation, and supportive policies, wind power is poised to play an increasingly important role in the global energy market. So I would like to conclude this presentation by saying that the challenges, advantages are associated with every renewable energy resource method, but we have to keep in mind that we should save the environment. We should save the environment by using renewable energy resources instead of uh, traditional fossil fuel methods.